Alright, time to do an update on the Mitchell Homestead garden of 2022. We'll start off with the blueberries that are coming out of dormancy. As you can see, very pretty. There you go, some over there. As you see, we got the two swimming pools that were in the duck and chicken pen. They got tore up. They weren't no good holding water that well, so we used them as a garden. In this one, I've got two squash plants, some nostrium flowers, some marigolds, which actually the marigolds are coming up right there. And in the center, I got some rutabagas. This one, I've got some good old Texas bluebonnets that I'm growing in here. That greenery that you see is turnips. It's a silky turnip, which is supposed to taste really good. And also another round of marigolds, French marigold, and nostriums. Okay. As you can see, the bugs have played havoc with our plants this year. I'm switching gears. I'm trying one organic method. It ain't working. We tried pesticide, ain't working. But as you see, these cabbage have been butchered. Yeah, these bugs have had a field day here. But I just planted some oregano yesterday, some herb, because I noticed that in the far back of my garden, where my herbs, most of my herbs are, what I have planted back there is not really touched much by the bugs. This is my head lettuce, and they're just now starting to pick on my head lettuce. So, yeah. These are my potatoes. These are all purple molly potatoes, or what they call magic mollies. Beautiful, beautiful foliage on those potatoes as they mature. Yeah, beautiful. All right, now first one, as you see, like I was saying, the bugs have had a field day with my cabbage. That one is destroyed. But what I have done is, as you see, I took just one basil leaf, because it is a very pungent, sweet basil leaf, and I stuck it down into here, and I'm going to see if that does it. But I just planted an onion, because also in the back you'll notice that the onions, the bugs have not touched my cabbage. And that is a deal. Hopefully that also will scare away. And also, that's a nostrium flower. Nostriums actually scare away a lot of the pests that bug your garden. This is a jade cross Brussels sprout. Once again, more carnage of my plants. More carnage. I just planted that sweet basil yesterday, so we're going to see if this Brussels sprout will come back with the rest of them. Because like I said, bugs do not like the strong odors of herbs. Here's a dill. I love the herb dill. It's probably one of my favorites, so you'll see a lot planted in my garden. This box is all head lettuce. It's called Super Jericho head lettuce. Okay. And then I even planted some potatoes in here because, like I said, obviously head lettuce takes nitrogen, and potatoes need more phosphorus. And of course, you know, head lettuce is on the above ground, potatoes grow beneath. That cabbage is pretty much dead. These are some more of those silky turnips with a marigold. French marigold are very good pest control. I wish I would have used it a lot sooner. This is just a bed of yellow onion. Oh, my yellow onion. Now, we had two of these boxes pretty much give way because I got these boxes for free and some of them didn't even hold out. But I planted a whole big row of purple potatoes here. So as you can see, they're starting to pop the surface. This is that Yugoslavian red lettuce. It's got kind of a sharp flavor to it. I guess those Yugoslavians like it sharp. Onion. These are experiments. They're coming up, and I actually have no idea what they are, but by looking at the leaves, they come from the squash family, so we'll see what comes up. This is going to be russet potatoes that I planted here. Only two have come up thus far. That one and that one. All this right here, this is the rutabaga. So Julie loves rutabaga. So this is all the rutabaga. More silky turnips. Why I grew so many turnips, I don't know. I guess I get a little zealous in the garden. more onions. And of course, with the onions, to maximize space, I planted more purple potatoes because I guess you can tell I love potatoes. This is a cabbage. Notice this cabbage does not have much damage to it, and it's planted next to our red onions in the same bed. This is going to be my black cherry tomato bed, and I've already got an oregano plant put there, which will hopefully help in pest control. All right. All right. Now, broccoli, that's called a lieutenant broccoli. I just planted that basil here yesterday because I had to, this is the only one that survived over here, really. Because like I said, look at that butcheredness. And then I got the other, that one I'm going to probably end up pulling, and so is that one. I don't think they're going to make it. These are my sugar snap peas. I'll have to be pulling them up here in a little while. All right, more broccoli. I got some dill planted in there, but it's not coming up yet. This is more collapsed boxes, and this long row of dirt, once we get done filling it up, will all be our watermelons. We got 4 different kinds of watermelons that we're gonna plant this year. Now, this is Jade Cross Brussels sprouts. A tiny little deal trying to come up. That's called Arcadia spinach. And then, like I said, if you look here, that little brown stuff, that's cinnamon. We read that cinnamon actually protects plants from pests. Wish we would have known that earlier. But this is our best Brussels sprout plant so far. And as you guessed it, more dill. Love dill. More Arcadia spinach. Another Brussels sprout. More Arcadia spinach. And the reason you're seeing these plants, you know, sporadically throughout instead of all in the same bed is it's a gardening technique that I heard that is supposed to help keep down on pests because you're spreading the plants apart. But either I didn't do it right or it's a bad idea. It didn't work. But this is why the plants back here don't look as bad. This is a parsley from last year. This is flat leaf parsley. I planted 1 broccoli plant there. And right here, a lot of turnips that I'm growing. And then that's thyme. And then that's my oregano from last year. So these are big plants right here. So they're putting off a lot of smell when the wind blows. It smells wonderful. Okay. This is purple whole peas. Doing that for my mom, and also Sister Din says she likes purple whole peas, so I'm going to be growing her some too. Oh, purple holes. So let's go around to our fruit trees. Oh, wait a minute. We've got strawberry, or no, that's a cherry. That's called a Nanking cherry. Nanking cherry, and we got more over here. So we got 4 Nanking cherry bushes. And this whole line right here is going to be alfalfa hay that we're actually going to cut for greenage to feed our birds and our animals. Because like I said, it helps out a lot more and it saves on feed. This is a fig tree that even underneath a protective cover got the leaves just couldn't take the cold. So we cut them back. But as you see, life is coming back. Because I heard that you can't kill, you know, a good fig. See, life is coming back to it. This is a species called brown turkey fig trees. This whole row, when we get our corn from gurneys or burpees, I'm going to plant here, and there's a spot on the other side I'm going to plant. Okay. This is a peach tree. Another one of our peach trees. This is a plum. Want my plums. I love my plums. This is another plum tree. These are blackberries. Last year they just grew but didn't produce. But this year, looking at all the buds, I think they're going to be giving us a lot of blackberries. And here's some of our gang that I use to help fertilize our plants. Right there, if you see that, that's rosemary. She's such a pretty one. Even though she's not as colorful as her friend, that's rosemary. Well, phone went. There you go. There's rosemary. That duck right there in the foreground, that brown one, that's Mr. Quacker, our little quacker. This is Lee. He's our ruined male. The black one is a cayuga, that's dark-winged duck. And then that little brown one, she's a khaki Campbell. We call her Daphne. She's so cute. And here over here is our Pekin ducks. Had to separate them because they try to kill each other. Okay, we had strawberries planted here, but I gambled and I lost again this year. So we're down to like 8 strawberry plants, but they don't seem to be doing nothing. Okay. Kind of disappointing. That's another blueberry plant. We'll see what that does. Right here is the growings of what's called a red acre cabbage. Red acre cabbage. And this whole area is my what I call experimental cabbage area. And I'm growing a row of sweet basil, sweet Italian basil, and mammoth dill. And you can barely see it, but the basil is just starting to pop the surface. And here's some more of our fertilizing crew, our chickens. There's a little Mo, one of our roosters, and LP, he's our other rooster, little Pedro. Okay, but as you see, these cabbage are coming up. This is called a Copenhagen market. Okay, as you see, look good. LP, he's always got to be around watching me. Oh, a little bit of infighting there. I guess the pecking order is going to change. As you can see, the prints, my dog got in here. Oh, our apple trees. This is a Red Delicious apple tree, still in dormancy. This is Granny Smith apple. Granny Smith apple, just starting to come out of dormancy. And this is our Chicago Hardy fig tree, just starting to come out of dormancy, as you can see. I guess this one was wanting to stay in dormancy a little bit longer than the others, but there's the buds. Now, this is my pak choi, Chinese cabbage. It's not really doing much. Only one of the hills so far has come up. Like I said, that's pak choi cabbage. Okay. And this is the red acre over here too. Yes, red acre. Okay. So more of the flock. I hate that it's blurry. There you go. Let's go see the rest of their plants. Our grapes are finally coming out of dormancy. They've been in dormancy for a while now. And right as they're coming out of dormancy, we're having another cold snap. But yeah, these are our grape plants. And then this is our rainwater collection system. Like I said, as you can see, we have got a lot. So we are around 270 gallons of rainwater here. And here, I can't see the gauge because that's in the middle, but we're over 100 gallons there. So, yep, that's the rainwater collection system. But I basically hooked it up myself. Probably a professional would have done a lot better, but I did the best I could. And then also finally, well, not finally, but in here I got Acadia spinach growing right here. More Acadia spinach, and this is the Super Jericho head lettuce just starting to come up. And here we have a bunch of volunteer, what I call volunteer cilantro plants, also known as coriander. There. And then that's a rosemary plant. And as you all probably guessed, in the back, all our ducks are named after When Calls to Heart, our favorite show on Sunday nights. But this is more cilantro. And then more Yugoslavian red lettuce. But that's our garden thus far. When we get it all fully planted, everything hopefully should be looking good. But until then, I'll give another update. All right. Peace out.